Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Stepman. In this video I want to teach you how to make the hat for the set of the Tunisian scarf that I did last week. It's very easy to do. I hope you guys like it and give it a try, and here is the list of material you're gonna need to make. To make the matching hat for the scarf that I did last week with the Tunisian crochet, I'm gonna use the same ball of yarn, Barcelona loops and thread. It has 200 grams or 300 meters, so this is the leftover from the scarf, and it's bulky 5, 100% acrylic, and the color is hazel. You're gonna need a pom-pom. If you want to do a pom-pom, you can do one, or you can buy one of these on eBay. That's where I bought mine. And the same with the Tunisian hook or Afghan hook. I bought these ones in eBay, and these ones with the cable is perfect for hats or for work circular projects. It's 7 millimeters. I'm gonna use a 7 millimeter crochet hook just to do the initial chain to get the circumference of the head. It's easier with the hook. Measurement tape to measure the length before you start the decrease. Tapestry needle, and we're gonna start with a slip knot, and I'm gonna make a chain long enough to go around my head for the circumference. This hat is for my daughter, so I'm gonna make it my size, an adult size hat. So I'm gonna count the amount of chain, and I will let you know how many I will chain, and the measurement as well. I did a chain of 56. You can do 55, 53, 54, 57, don't have to be odd numbers. And I measure 51 centimeters. To start, we're going to create a circle and make sure that your chain is not twisted. And you're going to go to the first chain that you did, and you're going to do a slip stitch. And you finish working with your crochet hook. Now we're going to work with the Tunisian hook. So on each chain space, you're going to pass a loop through. You see? Since these have a cable at the end, it's no problem for doing a circular hat. I already made one with the blue yarn for the set with the blue scarf, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this one. This is the other hat that I made for the set with the blue yarn, and I'm going to show you here is the seam, but you don't see any seams in here. I know because in here where I saw that tail, and you see the little, that's the only place that you see a seam. Other than that, it's seamless. And it's first time that I work with the cable Afghan hook or Tunisian hook, and I thought they're gonna be a little bit difficult to end each row, but I figured it out and it's really easy. So I wanted to show you too that I found in eBay these handmade little tags. Were like $5 for 20, and they make the hat more professional looking. It looks really nice. So you're going to continue passing every single loop on each chain space. Here I have all my loops. So now to make these seamless and close, and here you're gonna pass your hook through the back of these two stitches to the two first one that you did. Okay, so here's the tail, this one and that one. You have to pass it through two, and the back. If you pass only through one, you have a little hole then. You have to be two. You pass through two. So now you're gonna do two at a time. Pass it through two, two, like you do a regular Tunisian crochet. Two, two, and two, and you're gonna continue doing this all the way around, and just moving your stitches. And here, the two they are together in the back, but in the front they're separate stitches. So you have to work them as separate stitches, and I will show you when I get to that point. And here in this one, you see, this one was the last stitch, and these are the two. They are together in the back, but they are separate in the front. And that's the seam that you get here. Hardly any. I'm about to finish the first row. So I'm going to pass it through these two. And then I have these two are the one together in the back, you see? So you pass it through one, and then the last one. And you have a circular work. So now the next row, you're gonna pass it through the strand in the front, exactly as you did the scarf, and you have to make sure that you don't miss one loop. Okay, because if you miss a loop, you will decrease a stitch. And like that, you're going to continue all the way again to the last one in here. Here I have all my loops again. So you're going to pass through these two, through the back. So you're going to pass your yarn through those two, and again two at a time. So in here, when you do the yarn over and you pass it through these two, you see that yarn over that you did, you have it here. So again you do another one and you pass it through that yarn over and the stitch. And like that, you're going to work every single row. So again, you're gonna lift all your stitches, and so you're gonna lift all your loops again, and you see it's very easy to do. Again, you're gonna pass your hook through the back of these 2 loops, and then you're gonna continue 2, 2, 2, and that's the repetition that you're gonna do until you have like 14.5 to 15 centimeters before you start the decrease. But I'm gonna count the rows and the other ones just in case you want to know how many rows I did before I decreased for this one. So that was okay, here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13, and row 14 is where I start my decrease. Okay, if you don't want to do decrease, you can work straight until you have like 20, let me see, 21 centimeters, and then just close all your hat in the top. But I like to do decrease, and it looks really nice, you see, in the top. If you want to do this hat more like a slouchy, you can do longer, but I found that slouchy with Tunisian crochet is a little, don't fall as nice as when you work with knitted or crochet. So you're going to continue working the repetition, this row that I show you so far, until you have like 14, 15 rows, give or take. Something that I want to recommend is, if by any reason you have to leave your work, is recommended to leave them all cast on in your hook like this. That way they don't twist or anything, just they sit there nicely, okay? I have the amount of rows that I need before I start my decrease, and measure 14.5 centimeters. You can do 15 row if you don't have the 14.5. You can do 16 row, you know, as long as you have the 14.5 centimeters, you're okay. So to start the decrease, we're gonna start the row as we done so far. We're gonna pass through the back of these two, and then we're gonna start counting the stitches, but always passing 2 at a time. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're gonna pass it through 3. 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna do these 2 together. So this is 3. So we're gonna start counting again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 7 and 8 we do together. Okay, and you see that together in here, and like that you're gonna continue this row, counting every 6 stitches, 7 and 8 together. And 6 for this one, and now these 2 that are together in the back, we're gonna do it together in the front for a decrease. Now in the next row, when we're gonna pass it through the back, will be from the back of this one and the back of the next one in here. Okay, and here. So these 2 are together. From those 2 you have 1, and then you're gonna go to the space. You see you had 2 in here, so you go to the next one. You had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now number 8 are these 2 together in the top. You're going to pass it through those 2 strands. You're going to pass and create 1. and like that you're gonna do this row. But in this row we don't gonna do any decrease. It's gonna be just a regular row or round. When it's time to work in the stitch, they are two together in the top. You have to pay attention, because if you're working without paying that much attention of what you're doing, it's easy to create two stitches instead of one. So it's like you don't did any decrease. So you have to make sure that you pass through those two strands and you create one in the top. Okay. Once you have all the stitches back on your hook, you're gonna pass through the back of these two again, and then you're gonna work this entire row without any decrease. Just two at a time. I finished that row without any decrease. Now we're gonna do a decrease in this row, and I'm gonna cast on my hook all my stitches. I have all my stitches again on my hook, and I'm gonna pass it through the back of these two. I have my first loop, and then I'm gonna pass it through two, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now 6 and 7, we're gonna do them together. So you're gonna pass it through 3, and again you're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 and 7 together. And like that you're going to continue all the way to the end. I have two left, so those two are going to be together. So now from those two you have one in the top, and you're going to go to the next one, and you have to make sure, like we did before, that when you have the two together you pass one strand to the top. You see these two together, pass it through the back of those two, and you have one in the top. And then you're going to do this row and the next one without any decrease, and then I will meet you here after I finish those two rows to do again another decrease. Okay, I finished the two rows without decrease. Now in this one we're gonna do decreases, so we're gonna pass it through the back of those two. So we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 and 6. We're gonna do them together. So you're gonna pass through 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 and 6 together. Okay, so that's the decrease that you're gonna do all the way around. Once you finish that row, you're gonna cast on again all your stitches. And when you do the decrease, you will pass those two together. Once you finish casting on those stitches, you're gonna do this row without any decrease. So just two at a time. And you see you have fewer stitches. In this row we're gonna cast on our hook our stitches, I'll lift them, and in this row we're gonna do decrease again. Now we're gonna do the decrease in this one, and we're gonna count 1, 2, and 3, and 4 and 5 together. And it's easier to work the decrease in the round with this Tunisian crochet than with netting needles, because you see I have all my cable here, some stitches in here, some in here, and I don't have any problem to do the decrease. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5 together, so 3 together. And like that you're going to continue this row. We're going to cast on our stitches, and in this row we're going to do a row of decrease, and this will be the last row of decrease before we close our hat in the top. Now you see our hat start to take the round shape for the top. I'm going to pass it through the back of these two. Now we're going to be doing 2 at a time, plus this one is 3, so we'll be 3, 3, 3 all the way to the end. 3, you see, this one plus this 2. So we are doing 2 stitches together plus the loop. You're going to do that all the way to the end. So you're going to pull your cable and put some stitches on your hook, and then the other one's waiting in here on the other side, and like that you're going to continue doing your decrease. Okay, I'm gonna finish here, and now I'm gonna cut a strand of yarn long enough to close the top of the hat and to sew the pom-pom on the top. Now you're going to pass your needle through that loop, and you're going to secure your yarn in here, and then you're going to pass your needle through every stitch like this all the way around, and once you finish and you pull everything will close, no problem. Nice and neat. The only seam that you get in this hat is where you did the slip stitch to join the chain. Other than that, you don't have any seam whatsoever. It's seamless inside or out. You see, you hardly see the seam in here. So if you do it long enough, you can do it that you can fold it out, because you don't get any seam. So it's perfect. And it looks really, really nice with the pom-pom. And you see, it's very easy to do. So now I'm going to show you, just in case you buy one of these, I'm going to show you how I'm going to sew it in here with the same yarn. And after that, I will put it in my mannequin. That way you see the end result. Now I'm going to attach the tag. And I like to do it with the same yarn that I work my hat. So I pass it through here, leaving a tail. Pass to the inside. And I will weave the yarn until the other side where I have the other opening to pass the needle. Make sure that it is nice and straight. And again, I will pass it through the inside and weave it back to the other side where I have the tail, and I will tie them secure, and I'm done my hat. This is the leftover yarn from the set. So even if you make the scarf a little bit longer or the hat more like a slouchy, still you have enough yarn to do that from one ball of yarn. This is the set with the blue. They look really, really nice. Especially with the little tag that they handmade. They look very professional. Well, this is the end result and it looks amazing. I tried to put it on with the mannequin hair, but it tends to fall off at the head. Very slippery, the hair, so I just put it on like this. And it looks amazing. So I hope you guys like it. And give it a thumbs up. And subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber. And if you make this set and you want to send me some pictures, you can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Stedman. Or you can find me in my Instagram, Ruby Stedman Crochet. Please share my video with friends and family, that way you help me grow here in YouTube. I wish you have a beautiful day.